Hello and welcome back to Arsenal Domination, and what a lovely day it is. The sun is out, the Arsenal ladies are in the semi-finals of the Champions League, and Bukayo Saka is close to a return. There's quite a lot of reporting around this, some of which has been confirmed, some of which hasn't. I think what has been confirmed with Bukayo Saka is that he has been stepping up his rehabilitation quite substantively. He's been doing ball work, he's been taking part in a few group sessions during the international break, and that he is very close to a return. Um, it is likely that any return for the match against Fulham is going to be a very late call. Um, and I think some of that might well be whether he can take part to some extent in either a youth game, although the next one is on Monday, which would mean it's a very short turnaround for him ahead of the Fulham game, or there are rumours, but these are unsubstantiated rumours, and I think that needs to be remembered here. There's a lot of talk in the press around a lot of things that aren't necessarily backed up, but there is some talk of a behind closed doors friendly. I imagine it against Watford, given that they train literally next door to the Arsenal training centre, something like that, that he may well be able to take some part in. Obviously, Arsenal want him back for the Champions League. That's realistically the only thing left to play for Arsenal. I suspect that competition is going to be a bridge too far for them, given the sort of availability within the squad, and they are facing the best side in Europe right now in Real Madrid. Despite the fact they're not having their best season ever, they maintain in contention on all fronts there. But I think we also need to sort of note some caution here with Bukayo Saka. He has had a substantive injury, an injury that's kept him out for a third of the season and has been a significant factor in Arsenal's struggles. Every club have players they are reliant on, and Bukayo Saka is sort of one of our 4 or 5 nailed-on starters and one of our 4 or 5 fundamental pieces that sort of are the foundations for any success Arsenal will have. And he's arguably the most important of those 5. Really, really, really important here that the medical staff get it right, that Mikel Arteta engages closely with them, as I'm sure he will, to make sure that he is not rushed and no risks are taken, or minimal risks are taken. You can't take no risk. There is always a risk. You can't possibly know the impact until he steps over that white line and gets involved in a competitive game. No amount of training games or friendly games will sort of help make up for that difference. But hopefully Arsenal will get that right. Hopefully we'll see him back soon. But this is really, really good news, and it will be a lift for the entire squad. And can you just imagine the roar if he's even on the bench and doesn't come on against Fulham at the Emirates when we play them? So there we go. That's the good news. Continues for Arsenal. Bukayo Saka close to return. I will speak to you all soon. Thanks very much for listening. Bye.